black on it.
Yep.
Right, we're live, guys.
Hello.
Evening.
Hello.
Okay, welcome everybody. Right, let's have a look. So we've got Dale and we've got Andy in tonight as earworms and entertainment. If there's anyone else that wants to come in, there's another 4 spaces. I mean, it'd be great if we could have a few of you guys popping in and out tonight, you know, to keep Dale and Andy on their toes.
Keep us entertained. Come in.
So who we got in the chat? We've got Nathan, we got Jig Woodturn. Sorry guys, I'm terrible with names. Jig Woodturning, we got Wayne Woodturner. What's going on there? We've only got 7 in at the moment, but
Fingers. Steve. 311.
Dave's in, 3 lives in. Nick's in. Yeah, so I think
I'm just looking.
Isn't someone doing a live tonight as well? Is it Martin?
Don't think so.
Yeah, I think he is. He's got like 300 people in his live, 360, I think. Larry's in. How you doing, Larry? Right. I'll put you guys backstage if you like, because then you can eat your tea. Because I know you're both munching there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not even Jeff is.
Right. You know what? You know, I since Christmas, I've believed that I've had a problem with milk being lactose intolerant.
Mm-hmm.
And today I had a Snickers bar. The first real chocolate from since Christmas.
How's it going? Or has it not made it through yet?
It's all right at the moment.
You'll notice the nuts.
Yeah.
As it sounds like a machine gun going off in the toilet if it's not agreed with you. So out in the chat, sir, we have young Larry, we have Colin, the father of beards, we have Herb, Red Eye Dave.
I did send Dad a link.
Hello.
Come in.
Come on, Colin. Pop it in, sir.
Right, tonight, let me just switch my camera. I've actually moved.
In fact, convince Sarah to come in with you.
Yeah. I've moved my lathe from over there, where it usually would be, to this wall here, because I like to look out the garden, obviously. And it makes sense because I've got this shelf here. This used to be the Gorilla Glue shelf. It's no longer the Gorilla Glue shelf. So now it's a lot easier. I've got all my bits and pieces there. Look, all my tailstocks and my spur drives, and my chucks are up there and polished. It just makes a lot more sense. There's a camera there and there's a camera there.
What happened to the Gorilla Glue shelf then?
Sorry?
Is it gone forever, or has it been moved? Or
no, I'm moving it. But
I was just curious.
Yeah, I'm moving it, but I need to speak to them as well. Anyway.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Colin, father of beard, says his phone says he doesn't have Chrome on it.
Oh, okay.
Press the 3 little dots in the corner, Colin, and say open in. I think you probably have. You got a Samsung? It'll be Samsung internet, I would imagine.
Not sure what he's got. Right, so let's look over that. Right, so tonight I'm going to make a little bowl, and I've been meaning to make one of these little bowls out of this GPS agency's resin for a while, just a tiny little one. But I'm thinking the weather's changed, things have warmed up a little bit. Maybe it won't just start freaking out on me and exploding. So that's what we're going to do tonight. It looks funky though, doesn't it? Right, let's crack on, shall we? Let's change the camera.
It's like a giant sweetie. Sorry. Maybe it's just because I'm eating.
You could just lick it, couldn't you?
That's what she said.
What are you eating, Dale?
Cheesy chips and chicken shish kebab.
Ooh.
This was the one I was supposed to have last night, but they were shut.
So the lathe used to be there. Look, this makes so much sense.
Noodles tonight.
Man, Midnight Joker's in. He says Funkadelic.
Alan Michael.
Young Thrifty V's in.
Hi guys.
Young Turnings by Turner. So Richard, I don't know if you guys are all fresh in. Richard extended the offer. If anybody new wants to pop in and say hi, and be an earworm, just reach out, and I'm sure Richard will be delighted to have a few new faces show up rather than us old faces that are stuffing our faces. Well, my old face.
Well, I'm certainly stuffing my old face.
It'd be nice to get a few people in tonight. Right. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just bringing the tail stock up just to protect myself.
Dogs in, old Mark.
Right.
And Marky.
Put my headphones in.
Hey, Mark.
Do you know what's funny? I just covered up my keyboard so I didn't get dust in it while Richard was turning. That is hilarious.
That's it's a Pavlovian response, isn't it?
Can't believe I just done that.
Yeah, I've got this screen. See this screen?
Yeah.
And that covers over my my buttons. Right.
I
Can you hear me all right?
GPS that fits perfectly across my keyboard.
You should make one. Make a specialist one. Carved, looks like a Vikings handbag. I don't know what I'm saying.
A Vikings handbag. How many Vikings you actually know? Don't answer.
Okay. So anybody wants to come in, just send me just let me know. And I'll send you the link.
Dougie's in.
Doug.
Shot Dog's in. Good turned. What's that? Good turn.
Megan Fitzgerald.
Hi, Meg. Good turn, David. Okay.
Steve Blinkhorn.
Steve.
I've already said something from the shed. That's. I want to say Ian. No, that's.
No,
not it.
that's. Hang on a
Dave.
minute. I'll send him in. I'll send him a link. It's just fine.
Oh no! I can picture the guy's face and everything.
Come on. Come
Dude.
on. I'll give you a clue. His surname is Jones.
Dave Jones.
Dave.
No.
Steve Jones.
Steve.
No.
Chris.
No.
Wayne Jones.
Wayne.
No. No.
Bob.
Andy Jones.
No.
Richard Jones.
No.
Tom Jones.
Tom Jones. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
It's him. It's not you.
Oh, where's his? Right, hang on a second.
Did I just see Keith come up as well?
Let's see. It is Keith Jones.
Not unusual to be turned by anyone.
Okie dokie. Right. Message Keith.
When I see you around, it's not unusual.
Okay, so here's Nathan. Oh, sorry.
Nathan, how the devil are you, sir?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Oh,
You're a bit crackly, young man. A bit crackly. It's like you're talking to us from the bottom of a packet of Rice Krispies.
yeah.
I know that probably is.
Ooh, sounded hoarse.
Yeah. AirPods.
2 seconds. Samsung one, but yeah.
You haven't given an offering to the god of wireless.
No, I haven't. I got 3 with my new phone actually.
Oh.
And for listening, they're actually superb. Let's give it a try. I've got a mic here now. So
We will turn your pens. You will be exterminated. That's about right there.
Right, so Meg's just asked what am I making. I'm making a tiny little coin bowl out of this GPS agencies. It's going to look cool. And there's Keith. How you doing, Keith?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. You? Hello,
Cool,
fellas.
yeah. Good.
Keith, how are you?
Give us a warning next time,
Oh,
Mikey. Sorry,
or,
mate.
or should we say Tom? I'm going to call you Tom. No.
Tom Jones.
Right, I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to start getting this done. Okay. I have got my headphones in, so I can't hear you. So if you need me,
What?
Proper busted.
There's a vaccine now, is there?
No.
Vaccine for what?
Oh, yeah, that's what's his name was on about then. One of the guys was on about that on Facebook earlier on today.
What was that?
Apparently, there's a vaccine for COVID-19 starts trials next week.
Really? In the UK?
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah,
I just seen that on the BBC as well.
They started it Thursday this week, apparently.
Oh, is that Thursday, is it?
So first thing that has to happen is it doesn't kill anyone.
By John.
Right, where have I gone here? Where have I gone?
Doug says the Hornicon mask, young Richard. John N's in the chat. Hey, John.
It's
It's
all right, Alan. All right, Alan. I'll see you in a moment.
Young Thrifty says, I will never take that vaccine until it's at least 5 years old.
Someone said they'll never take the vaccine until it's at least 5 years old. Who needs a vaccine anyway? It's just an extra strong version of man flu.
No, it's not.
Oh, Rich.
He's got us
Right.
muted, mate.
Serious.
Oh, he can hear us.
vibration,
He can
mate.
hear us. You've got a better vibe on the camera, mate. It's like...
that's better.
Mm,
Is that because
Can
his
anyone
blank's
hear
not
it's the
centered properly?
desk. It's the delays because it's he hasn't completely turned it around yet. There's a little bit of bounce because the camera mount is attached to the same wall bench, so there's no decoupling.
How can I see only myself and I can't see anyone else?
You really like. Sorry, mate. Keith, that's a mirror you've got there. Try looking at the screen.
Oh, the kids. The kids had bubbles in the bath, didn't they? Oh, stubble. Oh, Dad, they've been off the kids. No, stubble.
Exactly.
I can't explain it. Strange.
Can you guys hear me any better now?
Yes,
Yeah,
mate.
there's still a bit of a. Oh no, that might be Rich actually.
I thought it was
It
you.
says everyone can hear you and see you on my screen, but I can't see anyone else.
Go to the. You should be. You're doing this on your phone, mate.
Yeah, that's one.
You should only be able to see Richard, really.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. It's just I
Yeah.
thought I could see you guys as well.
No.
However,
Cool.
two very important facts. Number one, Super Chat is working, Rich. And number two, JP has just donated £2. £2 to the Beard16's channel. Well done, Mr. Page. Would you care to join us?
Mountain View Turning's in as well.
I believe your dad's in as well, Rich. Just seeing him pop up there.
Colin, the father of beards.
Yeah. Colin the father beard, yeah.
Oh, Wayne the Woodturner says. Oh, Wayne says he'll drop in, Rich, if you want to drop him a link.
Okay, we'll do.
I might be able to share it with him.
Sweatback grind on the.
He swept back, windswept, and interesting. Nathan, that's what he's got going on there.
He seems to be very much enjoying that gouge now.
Yes, but we have to make sure he's not left in a room alone with it.
It's. That was just wrong.
Stop stroking it.
Well.
What we
You leave the man to stroke it. You leave the man to stroke his tool.
It's a fact. It's a fact. He ground off the end first. It's quite
Hey, whatever he's into, you know.
I don't know how many.
No, I've got to be. I've got to second that because I do like. I do. Hello. I do like using the ball gouge myself.
Hi there.
Oh, exactly the same.
This is going to be quite busy now. How many can we get in a go? 6?
How's everybody?
Colin, how the devil are you?
Hi, Colin.
How many can we get in a go?
Hi, Dale. Hi, Mikey. Kids, Dan.
Hello.
Hi, Rich.
So we can get 6 in at a time. So, Wayne, I can see you there in the background. I'll get
I'll drop out.
You said?
No, I'll let Wayne jump in.
Right now, I'm in the middle of a murder trial.
What do you want me to say?
You said yourself.
Who's watching the telly, Colin?
Dad. Come on, Dad.
That's a glue up in my bedroom, guys. That's a glue up in my bedroom.
Is that a euphemism, Keith?
I don't know what's happening again now. Oh, there we go.
Turn your TV
Oh,
off.
come. Oh, there we are.
Dad. Can you hear me?
Ah,
Whose telly's on?
what?
Is your TV on, Dad?
Hi, son. Mine. Can you
Yes.
turn it down a bit?
Ah. Okay.
My telly's on.
You need to turn it down. Right.
So, Doug says
How's that?
that,
Is that
he pushed
better?
it would blow ribbons instead of dust. And young Kin Tippin is in. Washing her hands
Oh,
at you. This chat appears to be somewhat busy. There are a grand total of 29 watching, young Beard.
Well, that's good. So I've got a lot of feedback.
It's not me. Nobody saw me do it. Can't prove anything.
Oh,
good evening.
Right.
That's better.
Nathan, it's your connection.
Oh,
Tiny bit of feedback from those Samsung Steve
I'm a
Jobs
bit
thing.
behind you at the moment.
they're not on.
Okay.
Like father, like son. That's all I'm going to say, says JP. It's a bit quieter.
hey, I bet it was Richard. I wonder if he's got his monitor on in the background.
He may well do.
Anybody hear me now?
No, we can't hear you, Colin.
No, can't hear you, Colin.
You can't see me?
No, can't hear you.
Oh, well.
That's a bit of luck for you, isn't it?
I've got my eyes shut. I've got my eyes shut. I've gone completely deaf. Mr. Andy Pugh is in the chat. Mr. Pugh, how the devil are you?
Good evening, Andy.
Andy.
You're not allowed to ask any soul-searching questions unless they in some fashion involve the madness that's ensuing around you. I feel that's kind of like waving a red rag to a bull, though. Got any questions tonight, Andy? Asked Mr. Page. Doug sums it up best by saying pew, 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 pew.
Andy, did you check out those magnifiers yet?
I can't see any of you now.
No, that's because we're all in the background, Colin.
Oh, right, okay.
We're behind you, mate. You've got to keep turning around.
Yeah, like I was behind you earlier. Yeah.
Rich is making a small coin ball out of GPS, Andy.
I've been tempted to say Richard's been making a small coin purse the entire evening, but so far it's turned out to be a bowl.
Right, so Andy's asking what magnification I use on my clip-on magnifiers. I use a ×2. Andy, I find the ×3 a bit too strong.
Clip-on magnifiers?
Yeah, for when I'm doing small work on the lathe.
Pat, give me
I've got some clip-on magnifiers for my glasses.
Mark, in a fit of being sensible, replied saying he's making a small money bowl from a GPS blank, Andy. Well done,
Steve
man.
from SK Crafts is in. Good evening, Steve. How are you doing?
We're into a number of Steves now. We have Steve B, Steve K, any minute now we'll have Steve C, and possibly Steve N.
I think Steve from SK Crafts is
Thank you.
I think. On Thursday, that is.
Steve.
Oh, it's Steve. It's Andy.
I still ain't got my live set up, you know.
No? What was the plan?
I've
it
been
Sarah's
told
fault?
I got something missing off it.
Oh.
But I don't know what it is.
Can we blame it on Sarah somehow?
Well, Colin, I've got to ask, if you don't know what it is, how do you know it's missing?
No, it's Sarah said it was a chuck or something. There's a chuck missing off it. She said she's got it in her garage, but she ain't brought it round yet. I know nothing about lathes. I've never done them in my life, so it'd be fun learning.
Mark Shop Dogs says, was it a catch? Yes.
Quite a big one by the look of things.
Mr. Bennett Senior, you need a scroll saw as well as a lathe, says Jamie Page.
I've got a scroll saw, I've got a bandsaw, now I've got the lathe. I've got everything I really need. But I want to learn how to do the lathe. It looks really, really interesting.
Just a little tip for you there, Rich. You'll be surprised how well that resin turns using it like you would on wood, the gouge. It surprised me a lot. It actually cuts a lot nicer than it scrapes.
Anyway, did they see that advertising on Facebook earlier about that antidote for dogs for COVID-19? Did you see that?
No.
Got it
Was
for
it real?
dogs, ain't got it for humans.
Is it real?
Well, we don't know. The bottle looks real.
I suspect they're not asking us to eat the dogs to have the bottle. Though I reckon there's a few dogs out there would much more happy with the bottle.
Mm.
Wayne, as a dog owner, how much fun do you have getting the dogs to take tablets?
It looks like it's an eye drop bottle.
That's an absolute nightmare, that is. Mind you, it all depends on the tablets, because a lot of the tablets you get for dogs are actually chewable. So they put some sort of flavouring in there, so they'll just take them and chew them.
Chewable. My dog barely chews her food.
The easiest way to do that is put it down a straw and blow it down its mouth.
Reg,
Down its throat.
Jen from Jen's
I
Woodworking
just,
and
I
Things
just offer it to her. She eats it.
says, going round the end of the tool rest like that is how Zombie broke his fingers. And then we're into that. My dad used to put in the foot off the tablets for dogs. Make the tablet look like a postman's arm, says JP.
Or like a child, one of the two.
Any random visitor would work. I use cheese for dog tablets. Shouldn't you give them medication, Steve, rather than just give them cheese? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it might work. Yeah, I put it in some ham.
If they're small enough, just put them in a straw and blow it down its mouth. It's got no choice but to swallow, has it?
There's probably a special club in London where that's a fetish, Colin. The Paul Barnes says we have a popper that pops the tablet right down the back of their throat and they have to swallow it.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Yeah, but what if you pop it down its windpipe?
Then that introduces an entirely new scenario. I would feel the dog being quite.
You might not need the tablet anymore.
Mm.
You can always just get suppository if you give them that way.
Doug says yes. That's how Zombie broke his fingers, by going around the end of the rest like that.
Ooh.
Rich, try what Andy suggested a bit earlier on, and what Doug does as well. Try actually using it as a ball gouge rather than a scraper.
I think that was Nathan.
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
It's actually working okay. As you can see earlier on, there was a lot of tear out on it, but now it seems to be coming off in these nice little ribbons. But I'm not using it like a scraper. I'm using just that part of it.
Yeah, but you're still using it like a scraper.
Yeah, it's working.
And once that bursts off, it will stop cutting like that.
Did everyone not everyone, but last year at Makers, Leona made a load of people the mirrors with their emblems on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, mine up until this point hasn't cracked or anything like that. It was fine. Literally, this second, it has just popped and the whole thing is just completely shattered.
Yeah, that'll probably be the change in temperature, I would think, Andy.
But I've had that for over a year, Wayne.
Yeah, I know, but these things happen.
It's literally just like someone's thrown a stone at the centre of it and it's just gone.
I'm sure Leona once said that every time that happens, somewhere it's a sign that a leprechaun's got drunk. Although I might have made that up.
I said, to tell you the truth, with the mirrors, what Leona did, she actually mounted them in fairly wet beach, which is going to move a hell of a lot as it dries out. I think mine cracked within 2 days.
But Leona said herself that she wouldn't do them that way if she did it again. So I don't
No.
think it's one of those things. Glorious Learning Curve, and for those that got them, a fantastic gift. And just remember that what you're witnessing there is a leprechaun getting drunk, so put a smile on your face. Little bugger's hammered.
Yeah, I had a smile on my face anyway because it just made me think of Makers last year. That was all. Good times.
Yes, it will, says it doesn't go that far down, says Doug.
That's for the pill popper.
Yeah. Yes, it will get one of those ribbons if you do, which was holding the gouges, and then it goes on to say, "I'm taking Wayne's normal position on this one now." Good lord. JP says, "I've got one of those mirrors too. Mine broke."
I got a replacement, and I was going to turn the surround for it, and I was going to do it live, and just before the live, I dropped it on the floor.
Oh no!
So I have now got a third one that I need to get done at some point.
SK Crafts Steve is saying, "Do we think Makers will go ahead this year?"
No.
Honestly, no.
No, I don't think it will.
I don't think it would be particularly wise. Firstly, you won't get people coming from America. I would be surprised. So that cuts out a whole ton of people.
Well, that's got it, hasn't it, Rich?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
That's got it.
Right.
So I'm inclined to agree. I don't think it'll go ahead this year, but that's okay.
No,
as long as Nick and the team don't lose money, and he can put it on next year, then we're in a good place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the country will have opened up a little bit before then, but I don't think there'll be any really big events going on by that time.
How many times a year does Maker Central go?
Once.
Just once.
Yeah.
Yep.
He has talked about putting smaller events on in other parts of the country, but I don't know how far forward he is on that one.
Are they always at Birmingham, are they?
That one is, yeah. What's interesting is
even if he ran it, would people want to go?
Well, that's the thing. Are people going to travel from all over the world to it if this thing's still knocking about, which it probably will be?
I mean, we might be back at work, but whether it won't be all clear, will it? So
no.
The big question though is not so much getting back at work as organisations haven't been brought up, coming up to speed quick enough to be able to do all this, because everybody who's been furloughed, I mean, by the time we all get back off, if all goes well, middle of May, the lockdown starts to slacken. Middle of June, the world is starting to turn, approach sort of some semblance of normality, and we're still watching thousands of people catching corona.
I think you'll probably see like limitations on shopping, 2 meter distance, and carrying on till towards the end of the year.
But that's not where we'll catch it. I reckon I've caught every illness I caught before Christmas. I reckon I got in the train or in the office. Almost certainly. Because you're sitting at point blank, sheer act of traveling in public transport push you a considerable, particularly in London, where you get squished in like sardines into tube train. I mean, the last few days before the lockdown kicked in, everyone looked at everybody on the train with an air of fear that wasn't there before. It was quite odd. So I don't know. So I think that I think there'll be more freedom of movement. I think the lockdown thing will have lifted considerably but there'll be this overarching recommendation: if you can work at home, work at home. If you don't have to go out, don't have to go. But we know how clever clever most of the UK population is. If there's a lift in the lockdown, they'll all be down the beach.
Yeah.
You know?
I think outside of the cities, it will settle down quicker.
Well, when I was working on my trike outside 2 days ago, there was 14 kids between the age of 9 and 16 riding up and down the road causing a problem, and they were there for 3 days until a copper came down the road, and all of a sudden they disappeared and they ain't been back since. They just don't care.
No, because they've not caught it yet. No one they know has died from it. That's really what you're reading now.
Mm.
You know, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the most unpalatable truth about all of this is the reason we're doing this is to make sure is we cut down the amount of people who are going to die from this.
Yeah,
some people can get behind that, and some people are just arseholes.
Mm.
But the most important event of the year, though, really is Yandos. Though, you know, that's the one. That's the one to know whether or not it's going ahead. You know, making sure your Yandos still goes.
Isn't it?
It is. It's quite far out.
Well, when I was talking to Chris Pouncey this afternoon, he basically turned around and said, "I'll see you in November at Harrogate." So he reckons Harrogate's going to be the next big one that's still going to go ahead.
At the end of the year, November.
November, yeah.
Yeah. I think
What's
so
the
too.
Harrogate one?
It's the Northern Woodworking and Tool Show.
Oh, okay. Right.
You have to, if you go to Nathan, you have to wear a flat cap. They don't let you in. You know how there's certain places you just got to be a black tie. Don't let you into the Northern. Don't let you in. Don't let you into the
Buy a new wardrobe.
It's like when you go to Yando's kind of thing. You've got to wear a proper smock kind of thing when you go to. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. You know, if it was in Scotland, you don't have to wear a kilt. You know, if you get to certain parts of London, I mean, I'm not sure what the dress code would be. Flap cap and a passport, says JP. Jen says something very, very, very insightful, which I think is true. I think after the financial hit this is causing everyone, not many of us will be able to afford the international travel anytime soon. That's a very good point.
There is that as well, Jay.
But by the extension of that, I mean, one of the companies I worked with before was a travel company, and they're completely on furlough. They are absolute skeleton staff, as are the airlines right now. You know.
You're going to see a lot of change in the travel companies.
Rich,
There's a lot of
are you putting a tenant or a mortgage on that?
I'm putting a tenant on it.
The tenant, okay.
And what I'll end up doing probably is sanding it off.
Jamie says, you get to where he lives and you have to wear a beret, because that's France.
How's Cheryl tonight, Rich?
She's all right, yeah. She's she was going to go out with her scooter today, but chose better of it.
I think.
Make that tenant smaller, Rich.
Sorry?
Make that tenant smaller. The jaws are too wide apart.
Yeah, it does look it, yeah. Right, okay.
So JP says,
I'm pleased you allowed me in. I'd be shouting at the screen at nobody.
I know.
I
do value your experience.
Oh, come on, ref. That was a catch. Come on, ref. Ah!
What's the story going on there? What's he trying? What do you mean you meant to do that? Oh, shouting and shouting. Ren looking up quizzically at you.
No, Bryn's through in the bedroom.
So Jamie says, obviously, Paul Ban says yes. I mean, is that France to Jamie? And he says yes. He lives 25 miles. I wonder, Jamie, are you actually closer to France than you are to London? I can't remember.
He is. Definitely
I think he is.
He is, yeah.
I think he's closer to Calais than he is to London.
Yeah, it's only 26 mile, isn't it?
Yeah. Kim Tippin says, your dad is getting on at you, Rich.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's what dads are supposed to do.
That's better. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Up until a certain age when you're supposed to take them to the pub every Sunday.
It works when you do what the elders tell you, don't it, Rich?
Hey, I'll take advice from people that have got more experience than me all day.
That was very, very, very politically safe. I admire that.
High five.
That's why I like being in the lives. It saves me typing.
You can't keep pace with it. It's quite busy. It's wonderfully busy.
I know.
We have 31 watching, young Beard. Beard the younger, Beard the older. I mean, that's kind of how that's got to go with Colin and Rich, I feel.
That's Whitebeard.
Whitebeard. Oh, we could go with that. Whitebeard.
Yeah, that's going to be my new name, Whitebeard.
Whitebeard, yeah.
Instead of the
Colin Bennett.
Whitebeardy Triker.
Good lord.
Yeah, I like Whitebeard.
Yeah, it's okay.
Whitebeard, father of beards. Father of the beard. But
yeah, that's a good name, Father of the Beard, yeah.
Father of the beard, yes.
Honey, mine's got distinctive white and this has got a browny mouse. Looks like a Taliban.
It's actually I was going to go with more of an Amish feel. More of a traditional Amish feel.
Right, I have got somewhere on this bench.
So
Mark
Doug's
lives
saying Doug's saying he's 3,807 miles from London. And Kim is 4,376 miles from London.
Good lord. Jeff's 34 miles from London from Raynham. What that means in real terms is that Kim. So yep, JP. Yes, JP. Dale invited me. Well, I missed a step in there. Jeff, are you in the Can Makers? That's it. Yes, absolutely. Sorry, JP. I'm doing. I was on a membership drive one afternoon. I can't remember when though. 1 kilometers to Kim in Florida, and she'll feed 1,000.
No, I think that's I think that's a 1,000 K.
Yeah, 1,000 clicks to Kim in Florida, and she'll feed me home cooked food. Worth the trip, Doug. Says Kim. Get behind that. Right, I'll die of a heart attack and be happy with it when I eat that food. Oh, a bit dramatic. You know, so it's wonderful home cooked food, and for dessert, it's clear.
Mind you, you'll have to be fast. Looking at the size of Kim's husband, you'll have to be fast to get to the food.
Absolutely, that's why there's 3 pots in the go whenever she's cooking. Mark says, so that's a bit better. Mark, I was going to pull you up for that. It is about 400 plus miles from where you are in Scotland, I think. It depends which end of London it is.
Yeah, it's a bit closer for me.
Yep. I mean, I know from here it's like 4:40 to Glasgow.
Yeah,
We can't say-
Mark's north of Glasgow. He's up in Fife.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kind of, yeah, that's what I was saying. It's going to be at least 455 to Anders. Worth it though, mate. If anything, for the beard, 16's barbecue skills.
Oh yes, definitely.
Barbecue skills were and this year I'll remember my bloody chairs.
I'm taking the big barbecue this year.
Oh,
I think I was going to be involved in the Maker's Corner at Yandles this year.
Good.
But at the moment, I don't have a demonstration, mate.
Ask no, maybe if you speak to maybe he might be able to organise one.
I've got one you could borrow, Wayne.
There you go.
Oh, have you, Andy?
That's Nathan, mate.
No, sorry, it's Nathan.
Nathan.
I've got a smaller. I've got a smaller DML 320, I think it is.
Oh, right.
Record power. Got the legs for it and everything. If it's a 2-foot centre, what's the swing on it? I think it's about a 5-inch swing, something like that.
Small
Don't know if
child
that's
or not.
any good. Oh, and I could lend you a chuck for the day or whatever. It's 3/4 by 16 TPI.
Right.
The
Right,
older
right.
record power.
Are you going?
If it's helpful, let me know.
I
Pardon?
certainly will do, Nathan. Thanks.
JP says, Rich, don't forget the vegan barbecue for the potatoes, Rich. Dale needs to do some cooking again. I'm not quite sure how I wound up trying to cook. Is it Matt from the Badger Workshop potatoes for someone? Nonetheless, yeah.
You got proper shafted there.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that worked out.
Wayne of the Big Feet is in. Good evening, Wayne. Good evening, Valerie.
See, I was only really expecting about 6 to 10.
It's a better part of 20 you had.
Oh God, yeah. More than that at one stage. Jim over to
Yeah.
around there, and
Yeah.
all the guys who were the talkers. Yeah, it was quite good. I enjoyed it.
Which reminds me, Mr. Pugh, if you're still in the chat, you need to get an early booking with the appropriate authorities to be able to get released for this one. Scott, the blue light tunner's in.
Right.
Evening, Scott.
Hi, Scott.
Scott
He's
tells us
a bit
that.
late. He's just had some shit news.
What's up,
Hi,
Scott?
Scott.
Something you can share?
He wouldn't have said that if he couldn't share it. That's like dangling a carrot.
Sometimes we write things that then we hesitate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave that one.
Yeah.
That's assuming the UK's lifted his ban on Crazy Americans, Jen. I mean, we do have a Crazy American ban on the go at the moment.
Oh no.
Sorry to hear that, Scott.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw that on the news earlier on, Scott.
What was that? I thought, what was it?
Sorry to hear that, Scott.
I know Chris of the Dragon Tales lost a colleague a week or so ago to it.
Right. Let's have it. Ow. Oh God.
this is going to work.
There's been a few this week. Ian was one of my crew members from past around 5 p.m. Sorry to hear that, Scott.
Yeah, very sorry to hear that, Scott.
However, Scott does suggest that that's very nice colours, Rich, on the piece. SK Craft says looks like a piece of rock. Does.
Yeah, but I got Blackpool stamped on the bottom.
He's got Dorset down there, boy.
I knew there was something I forgot today when I was at Tesco's.
What was that? Rock? Kitchen thing. I mean, I discovered quite a while ago that the same thing that wood turners believe, certainly the majority of male wood turners, I can't comment for all the female wood turners, there seems to be a strong belief that all kitchen roll is a never-ending supply that can be found in certain cupboards in the kitchen. There seems to be a strong belief that that's true. I feel there may be some other agency at work, but however, that seems to be a commonly held belief. Are you suggesting, Richard, that this is this is not true and that some other activity is involved?
It's not true.
If I don't put it on the shopping list, I don't get it.
There is a person somewhere that buys it and puts it in your cupboards.
So there's no wood turning fairy support fairy at work in the kitchen to clear up the sawdust.
Definitely
remove, make sure there's a sufficient amount of kitchen roll available, and etc. No. I don't know how to break it to all these.
I buy mine in bulk from Aldi's.
I don't know how I'm going to have to break that to some of the old boys that are the wood turning club. It appears that they're going to be deluded. They've been deluded all these years. There are other agencies at work.
So Dougie's saying his wife comes out to the shop and steals his paper towel.
Clive's in. Hey, Clive.
Hi, Clive.
Evening, Snake.
Should we have a little change?
Just making a brew.
JP says he's got a magic kitchen roll holder. Every time he empties it, he turns around and boom, there's another roll on there.
Very good. If you ever see a sale on in Wix with the blue paper towel, don't buy it. It's rubbish.
Oh God, yeah. I've got some green. This stuff, look, it's terrible. Don't get it, guys. It just stains.
No, not them. Not the paper towels. This is on a roll.
No,
it's
that's
the blue workshop towel on a roll. It is rubbish.
Great for your hands. Not so good for anything else.
Centipede blue roll. Wayne,
did you buy scented rags for your workshop, Nathan? Are you suggesting that you wanted
roll rolls?
Essential oils and succulent sort of smells around all the wood turning? Is that what was going on there?
Oh, better oils and stuff like that in my work than anywhere else.
Steve Coombs is in the chat. Evening, Steve.
Even get a free high off of some of them.
Make a bit of a boo here.
I thought the only oil that mattered was well, actually that's not true. One of the oils that matters, the workshops have a faint whiff of WD-40 at all times.
I've got some stuff in my garage, like a rag, which they use for soaking up oil off the floor. It's a brilliant polishing material.
You know what it's called, Clive? You know what it's called, Colin? Jen says she has rolls of the blue shop toilet towel. We buy ours and we buy the big stuff whenever we go to to the cash and carry. We buy like 20 roll packs and things like that from the cash and carry.
Yeah. I'll buy my paper towel in bulk from Aldi's when they have it in.
Yeah, I'm trying desperately to think of the name. It's not Booker. Trying to think of who it is round our way we use.
Macro?
No, keep going. Yeah, I'll get my wallet in a minute and I'll have a look. What the card says on it.
So I've just had to re-flatten the bottom of that because it wouldn't have stood. It would have wobbled. So
Handed it down too much, didn't you?
Well,
that's what she said.
I rounded it over. That's what I did.
Costco. That's the one. Says Steve. Yes, you're right. Costco on Pearly Way.
Costco. I think they're building Costco over here.
Costco is all right. It's a bit mad. I take it you've been there, Scott. It's a bit mad. The trolleys are very.
Steve Coombs has said they call those oil-absorbent mats pig mats here, which is a brand name.
The carts or the trolleys for getting into Costco are very. Well, Costco is, I think, an American company, and the carts are the same size. Shopping carts are the kind of same size. They're ridiculously big, like a small car over here. Really, they are. It's kind of like you could get two people, like one of those little Malaysian Parados that you for putting your shopping in, just your shopping in. They're ridiculous. They're huge.
Hi, Clive.
Clive's off, is he?
Moisture and plastic says.
No, I said hi.
Oh, okay. I thought you said bye.
Sorry.
Young Steve Coombs says, "Hello, Bigfoot." Yeah, the cards are huge. I mean, they're ridiculous, aren't they, Doug?
That looks rather nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Have you got that hot glued onto the faceplate, Rich?
I have, yeah.
All right, okay.
I'll show you another one in a minute where I tried to screw a faceplate to it, and it ended up blowing it.
So in the chat, Wayne of the Big Fitty says, "Yes, Doug, you can get moisture in plastic bottles." Jen says, like any bulk store, Sam's and BJ's have them too. Good Lord, I'd forgotten about Sam's. Scott SK Craft says, "Is Costco like Booker?" It's a bit like Booker's, Steve. It's got more of a supermarket feel, though, I would suggest, by comparison, but
Costco,
similar.
Yeah. Costco, the public can buy a car. You can pay for the right to shop there, whereas Booker's, you have to be a small business or self-employed.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a difference.
Even the layout has more of a supermarket feel than aisles and aisles of bulk goods, But yes, it's if you can get a card for one or you can visit one, it's worth doing. If anything else, just to get the bulk, the prices are probably comparable to Aldi, I would suggest.
All right, do you save on your Jaffa cakes there, Dale?
Well, you see, the thing is, I've got these Kirkland's Jaffa cakes. They don't have the McVitie, so I mean, I couldn't possibly do that.
No.
There's no version of that. I did find I could bulk order Jaffa cakes on Amazon, which is just like, the heavens opened and the sun came down, light came down, and an almost biblical-esque scene, like the scene in the Blues Brothers kind of thing. A little like that.
Mine with only shopping every 3 weeks.
Right. Kim's leaving. She's off to give the puppy a bath.
Thanks,
Bye,
Kim.
Take care, Kim.
See you later.
I mean, that's comedy gold. I can't possibly react to that one. Kim's away to give her puppy a bath. A shame it wasn't multiple puppies and we'd have had a bit of comedy there. We'll just leave that like that, shall we? JP says, "Who needs mayo in a 42-gallon drum in their house, though?"
I could probably go through that fairly quick.
JP said yes. Said it. Yeah, you said it before I did, Dale. I'm just trying to interpret the chat. You know what I mean? I'm here to be the voice of what's going on in people's heads.
I tried
Dale
doing that
says,
the other day, Rich, and it didn't work.
It usually does for me, and I think
So I just got a hammer and chisel, and that worked.
Seeing as I was making a cuppa, I thought I'd get some ice cream while I was at
a good
yeah,
shout,
why
mate.
not, Andy?
the missus just
Seeing as how I was in the kitchen, I got another bottle of wine.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Yes, good turn, Daly. It is a bread knife.
Look at that, look.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Oh my God.
That's all right. It's still on there. I can change it. What's 8?
Or is it just shared on the tenon?
It was my own fault. It's my own stupid fault, to be honest, because I was trying to force the knife through through there instead of warming the knife up and doing it properly.
Jen says, I think it is a bread knife. Yes, Jen.
Probably
It
is,
absolutely is.
Yeah, it is a bread knife. Yeah, he used it last week as well.
What's the plan, Rich?
Can't you warm the glue up and make it go softer again or not?
Yeah, you can.
New tenon.
I've destroyed the tenon, so I'm just going to flatten it. I'll put
New
a mortise
tenon.
on it. I'm going to put a mortise on it.
Oh, you're going to put a mortise in it? Okay, don't make the mortise too big either.
Oh no.
I have found this polyester, it can be quite brittle like that.
Excuse me, I've got to go to the loo.
Okay then.
Too much information.
Don't take the mic
No
with you,
problem,
Colin. Colin, don't take the mic with you.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
Don't.
I've done that in the past.
I mean, it's bad enough with the number 1, but if you're off for number 2, you know, we might hear too much. We might need too much of your effort. And on that note, yes, yes, Steve, turn off
Rich,
the mic.
do what you did last week and saw it off while it's still on the faceplate. That's what you did last week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
JP, with all this talk of toilet, I actually read that as I've got some stools coming. When's that planned for later on? Mr. Page is lucky enough to have an ensuite toilet in his workshop.
I thought that was his workshop. Yes, Jen, he's taking the tenon off. He's going to put a mortise in there. The tenon broke.
Don't rush it. Just take your time, mate. Just take your time.
All right.
You need to get the speed sizer, Rich.
Yeah.
Are those things more specific to the Axminster chucks?
They are more specific, but they will do other chucks, and it is an Axminster chuck that Richard's got.
Yes, yeah. No, I was just thinking myself at the moment. I have a little bit of card that I've written the inside and outside dim of all my different chucks on to reference
Yeah,
off. Of.
yeah, but I mean, it will do other chucks as well. Big discussion about it last night.
Could you know the thing that's always, I mean, it might just be I'm sitting here being amused by the empty chasm that is between my ears. I came out with when everyone said do a push cut on it, all I could think of was Salt and Pepper. Push it. I don't know why. It's like I needed a soundtrack.
So JP is having his new Pro Edge delivered tomorrow. Nice, JP.
Ooh.
Let us know how you get on with it.
That's it, mate. I knew I could count you, Andy. I couldn't remember any of it. I could just remember the lyric kind of thing. Nah, Doug, I get Robert Sorby Pro Edge. Doug says, yeah, the cat's meow.
I'm back.
Did you take your mic with you, mate?
Woo.
If anybody hasn't seen the tool that Rich is using at the moment, it's something that he made up himself. It's a Mortison tool, which, if you do it correctly, it gives the correct dovetail angle for when you're cutting your mortises.
That's cool.
Very nice.
You got to push it.
Push it.
Talking
see this.
talking of push it, did everything come out all right? Okay, Colin. Steve Coombs asked.
So there you go. That's Rich just showing it on camera now.
There you go.
How was
Can you see
the right dovetail?
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Mark says he loves his Pro Edge. JP, awesome bit of kit. Doug says, oh, I gotcha. I looked at that, but it was 500 plus US dollar. Jen says, I struggle with sharpening without bluing my tools. I think my wheel is too aggressive.
What type of wheel are you using, Jen?
Who's blowing their tool?
Bluing the tool.
I was going to say,
Where is this
That's that bloody deal's accent again.
What? More of that Dorset accent. I heard something completely different.
When your tool's going to blow, you're probably holding it too tight.
But no, JP, I've got something. I've got Jamie saying, Dale, you're eating Jaffa's India. No, I'm having Scottish tablet from Ross's, which was made in Edinburgh. It's just to die for. It's absolutely probably will kill me. It's to die for.
Probably will. The size of the bloody jar you've got.
Oh, it's an awesome.
So
it's
Jen's saying she's using the white stone on her the white grinding wheel. That shouldn't be too aggressive. The white one, Jen.
It shouldn't be. It might just be a
If
time
you
on the wheel and how harsh you're pressing.
Yeah, and if you can't get away with the white one, try using the ruby one. If you can get hold of one.
I quite like the Charisse one.
I like the, I must confess, I like the blue one. It goes with my eyes.
Having a cup of water or oil is almost better next to your grinder, and
Well, you're
light
supposed
touch is
What are you supposed to
more
do?
lighter
Drink it? You know, is that why you've got like a glass of wine all the time, kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely.
Is it for what was it, Charissing your tools?
Oh, God, that went downhill quick.
So a tool I finally invested in last week, the Hope Pro Sander.
Oh yeah.
And bought it for quite some years, and finally took the plunge and bought one. And I've got to say, very, very impressed. The finish is immaculate.
I am as well with that, Andy, and I've got the
Nathan.
When I do holoforms, I've got the long handled sander as well.
Too. Yeah. I bought both at the same time. And all discs and stuff. I saved up some spare money for a while, and just I'm gonna get that.
I've got a
Right,
great idea.
Steve from SK Crafts is asking me what grit do I sharpen my gouges on the Pro Edge. I sharpen my gouges on 120. I don't think you need to go any finer than that. You will get if you go to 40, 400, 600, whatever, you'll get a really sharp edge, but you'll lose it within seconds. So 120 is fine. When I'm reshaping any of my gouges, I use a 60.
Shiny, shiny.
And Andy, start everything you say with Nathan here. And Andy.
Andy speaking.
I'll break it this time, son.
Oh, thanks for that, Dad.
I don't say much.
Jen summed up what I was thinking when that tissue went for a zoom away there. She just went wee. SK Craft says thanks, Wayne. Yeah, I use 60 grit to shape. Well, Make says blimey, that's coarse. And
You need to put it back in the wrong way then.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah.
Doug says he has an 80 and a 180.
Yes, a what?
He's an
Rich,
80 and a
can I
180.
make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Right, put it back on to the faceplate and sort off with the faceplate on the lathe.
Hang on, just make sure it's clear.
Oh yeah.
Good idea, Batman.
Do what?
I said a
Put
good
it back
idea,
on the
Batman.
faceplate.
Oh, yes. See, I knew there was a reason I had you in here, Wayne.
Is it worthwhile heating up the knife with the hot air gun before you get near the
Yeah,
blade?
that's what he usually does, but he forgot to do that.
Has the lock failed on that lathe there, Rich?
No, I just I don't like to use the lock to tighten it down.
Oh, okay.
I only use it for indexing. I don't use it for. Looking inside, I think they're only aluminium or they're cast indexes.
Yeah, well, it is a craft lathe.
Huh?
Yeah.
Craft, I said.
I thought you said crap.
I don't know.
No, not craft.
You want to look at do any of you know Festool plunge saw well? A guy on YouTube takes tools apart and he found out that the lock mechanism for the plunge saw locks on the plastic fan blade on the side of the motor for undoing the blade. I was just like, you're kidding.
Someone thought it was a good idea.
£400 tool. Well, yeah. If you can't see it, you don't know. We don't know, don't hurt you. Till it's broken.
Going back to the Pro Edge, as people have been talking about, if you go onto the Robert Sorby website and have a look in resources, they've got videos there on how to use the Pro Edge. And I'm sure Ed Oliver's done a couple of videos on how to use the Pro Edge as well. And Mike did one. Mike Wolf did one when he bought his.
So did I think Ben from Crimson Guitars did one too. It's quite a popular video. It's really worth
Don't force it, Rich.
That's warm. That's warm. You know what?
It's a bit warm.
On the warm side.
Do you guys think the Pro Edge and stuff like that and the CBM wheels are really actually worth it? Like, I only base this question on I bought a Tormach a few years back and I used it a few times. I've got some amazing edges on some tools with it, but they were so weak I had to then hand sharpen anyway. And my turning tools, I use a Axminster Engineer Series bench grinder with jigs that I made myself, and I don't know, I just can't, in my head I can't justify the money.
So
Well,
they-
the thing is,
yeah.
if you've got a decent grinder and you've already made the jigs, stick with what you're happy with.
Yes.
What I would recommend, though, if you can, is get a decent wheel for the grinder that isn't too aggressive.
CBN
I've
wheel. Like
considered
Boban says,
I've
just a CBN
considered
wheel.
changing them.
Either a CBN wheel. If you can't afford a CBN wheel, go for what I said earlier on. Go for a Ruby wheel because that isn't
Right.
too aggressive on your tools.
So Reese with a hint of
Yeah.
apricot.
Yeah. Personally, I would go with that every time.
Yeah. Where you're based, Nathan? I mean, tool posts down in I think it's tool posts down in Oxford have them in stock.
Actually, right. I didn't realise how close I was to them. Actually,
Yeah. Where you roughly are? I mean,
20
tool
minutes
post is a
drive.
great place. Probably easier to get
Yeah,
there for you than Yando's.
Can't you put that back on the line?
Oh,
and
100%.
Yeah.
Yando's is about 2.5 hour drive.
pick it up that way?
Mind you, I watched a Jimmy Clues video. In fact, I've watched quite a few Jimmy Clues videos, and he was sort of doing a comparison type thing with CBN wheels. And he said, you buy a CBN wheel for a couple of $100, depending on what the quality is. But ordinary grinding wheels, you can buy 10 of them, for the cost of a CBN wheel, and they'll last about 3 years anyway, each one.
Yeah.
You know what that GPS piece needs?
Carved?
Yeah, it needs a Dremel.
Product placement.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Rich.
That's all right.
Steve says
messing as well, obviously.
You're up, babe.
some grinders run too quick and cause too much heat and blew the tip. Doug says his OCD won't let him, Jen, or previous comment. Jen's Woodworking says that's what I'm thinking might be my problem, Steve. JP has had a chuckle.
On an
On
ordinary
that
grinder that
side,
runs
Steve.
fast, you need a very light touch.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say, Wayne. That's all I use is a standard high-speed grinder, and very rarely do I get blue tip. I have a pot of oil sat next to the grinder if I'm reshaping. But once you've found your shape, it's such a quick, light touch to put the edge back on. It shouldn't be pressing that hard. Sorry.
See, what happens with the Pro Edge is you slot it into the jig, you do a quick sharpen on the Pro Edge, and that's it. I mean, you're talking about 10, 20 seconds.
So just so I'm clear on this one, Nathan, you're worried about pressing too hard on the tip of your tool. Is that what you just said?
Pardon?
Did you just say you're worried about pressing too hard on the tip of your tool? Is that what? I
don't worry about it. That's why I don't have problems. You can see your mind is somewhere else this evening.
Well, I was watching. To be fair, I was watching Rich what he was doing with the carbide tip tool, so I only picked up a portion of what he said. It was far more intelligent and in depth. Steve says, "Oh, Midnight Joker, me too. Grind and dip." Jen says, "I want a CBN as I don't have to worry about it staying flat anymore." That's a good point. CBN. Hey?
Do you know what my the reason I say about the Dremel was because if you, I don't know how it would look, or because I've never carved a bowl, and because it's going to be holding keys, I wondered if you could like carve the sides. That's what I was suggesting, rather than Could you cast
What's that you're asking now?
Oh,
You
phone
reckon you
keeps
could
ringing.
cast sides?
Oh, what did
Actually, very recently took a Dremel to the bowl, Andy. You
Yeah.
guys in the chat can get a quick sneak peek. Can you see that in there? Oh no, you can't see
it.
it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
what are-
Mate, I'll make a phone call.
Maybe
All right,
maybe at the end, Andy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what we've got to do is we've got to tell SK Crafts that you can retract the comment inside YouTube. The comment stays inside StreamYard.
I can't hear. I'm on the internet with Richard.
Hey,
I can't hear on Pat's phone. Hang on.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Wait,
Can you hear me now? Hey, can you hear me now? I'm on the phone.
Can you hear me?
No.
Hang on, let me go get my hearing aid. Hang on.
Garlic bread?
Doug says, can you hear him? So what I was saying, Steve, is that your comment shows up in StreamYard sort of thing about the amount of bluing that may be incurred.
Right, you there?
No, I'll let Steve. Steve retracted that. I think we'll keep that one.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's no. Colin, we can hear the person at the other end of that call. Person at the other end of the call.
I just on Jen's thing with dressing the wheel. Sorry, finish on the grinder.
Small
I
prop.
have two matching
Possibly some booties.
grinding wheels. One on one side, which I only use for flat tools, and one on the other side that I only use for gouges. Is a easy way to get round not having to dress tools wheels very often.
Or it could be a small pinafore frock and a set of booties if you want to dress it up that way too. I mean, that works.
That does though.
Nick's just put in the chat. I just ordered a Dremel 4000. Can't wait to try it out. Had a real
Great tool. Great tool.
fantastic tool, most definitely.
Definitely do an unboxing.
I recognise that, Chuck.
Oh, it's I tell you what, the best present I've had for a long time. This is.
So just me has said, "Hi, the beard. This looks like boys stuff."
It's a bit of boys, a bit of girls.
I feel the ladies in the chat should rise to dispute that.
Definitely.
Hey.
Oh God, that was a good guess.
You broke your flexi shaft, did you? No.
That was a good guess.
That's Sarah. Hi, Sarah.
Evening, Sarah.
I totally agree, Wayne. Wayne Bigfoot said, to be honest, Clive, your art has changed direction. I require Dremel now. Great buy for you. 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen one of these before, guys, and you do wood turning, this is a must. It's a depth gauge, so it kind of tells you if you're going to join the funnel club, which I don't intend on joining.
Oh,
I haven't got one of them.
So more importantly, Billy has escaped. If anyone, if the phone, don't pay the ransom. Billy has escaped. So Billy Burt's in the chat. Billy, how the devil are you?
Billy.
Hi, Billy.
Just me is asking what you're making, Rich. Rich is making a small coin bowl.
He's making a small, colourful bowl for small, colourful coins.
Look at this. This is gorgeous. Look at that.
Don't show Stace.
Oh.
Don't show Stace. Oh, hello.
Right.
What's wrong?
Okay. Here we go. So this, I pulled my headphones out. This is my homemade negative rake scraper. I'm going to use now.
32 watching, young Mr. Beard.
Oh, great. How you doing, everybody? So, it is great that I put a negative rake on.
Cool. Young JP inquires, is this the Unicorn Ball 2?
It could be, if it makes you happy.
Baza saying hi, guys. Hello, Baza.
Just Me is asking, is this glass?
Hi,
What
Baz.
is this? It is GPS. I think it's polyester resin. Am I right, Rich?
Yes,
That's right, Wayne.
Yeah, it's polyester resin.
These people are all telling lies. It is in fact the solidified tears from 1,000 unicorns.
Oh, Dale. I wasn't going to tell him that, actually. I don't know all.
Why have you given it away?
No, Just Me. Not polystyrene.
Right, hang on a minute.
Polyester.
Polyester, thank you.
Just Me says she's crying now, person speaking. I'm not sure which one of us that was aimed at.
Right, for everyone that's just joined, this stuff starts out in a block like this, and all I've done is I've put it on the bowl blank jig, and I've actually just cut. Let's get it right. Anyway, I've just cut it out like that. But those are all the offcuts. I mean, they'd make some pretty good jewellery, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely, man. You
They
made
got
some
rings
pretty
out
good-
of those offcuts on my one.
Have to have some impressive ears for them.
They also do this particular one in a bar as well.
You just want to bite into that.
Well, I went round licking all of their GPS stuff when I went there last, and it doesn't taste like.
Wait.
It
You
was
should,
before.
Reg, you should keep that to yourself, mate. I mean, that's...
They didn't tell me that when I got there after you.
I had already gone in there before he had got the chance to go in there. I was like,
Oh wait a minute. Were you licking stuff too?
No.
Oh, so I'm just wondering if you've all gone round and licked the same stuff.
No.
That's quite disturbing.
Definitely not.
It's quite disturbing.
Last time I went, Clive was there as well.
Oh, hello. Hello. Young Sneaks has sent a message, then retracted it. But we can see what you wrote, Clive. We can read it. You know. We can see you. What's it worth not to read it out, Clive? Oh, he's done it anyway. Someone released it. What's the difference? Exclamation mark. That's the difference.
Right, so I've just put the link into GPS Agency, but just to let you know, you can't buy direct from them, but they have got a list of suppliers within the website.
Mike, the Midnight
Currently, their Maker's Crate through eBay.
Mike, the Midnight Joker has said that the polyester is made is actually parrots. So you're turning parrots.
Nice.
There must be a Norwegian blue in there. If you're turning parrot, if it's dead parrots, must be a Norwegian blue. Lovely plumage. Steve Kim says they've probably made a rule now, Rich. No licking this stuff. Just Me says my plants are all doing well. My bees are good. Might start planting more random trees. I've never planted more trees in my life. I need a new hobby at home, she says. Just Me was on to say this looks messy though.
Yeah, it is.
That's like an onion.
Doug's asking who the other guy is. I think we've got Dale, we've got Andy, we've got me, we've got Colin, and we've still got Nathan in the chat as well. Mark's saying good night. We'll check out the rest of the video later.
Oh, good night. Thanks for coming. I'm just going to move this camera because it's really awkward and it's in my
Put out in
way.
the chat. We've got a pew, 5 sneaks 2. We've got a Cuthbert, Dibble, and a Grub. That didn't work very well. I'll try that again. Right, I may need to go and get some more beer. That's looking awesome, Rich.
Cheers.
Yeah, I like that. I love when he was pulling back all the layers. It looked like you every time he was taking it back, you're getting a different colour.
I see.
Yeah, that's right.
For anyone interested, I just put the item number for GPS's special for lockdown. Notice rate for eBay. £10.
It's well worth buying, that is. There's a lot of stuff to take on.
Chris Walker's just come in the chat. Good evening, Chris.
Oh. Wrong roll.
Is this going to be an expensive GPS funnel?
No, it's definitely not.
You can see the light through the sides of it. You must
Well,
be really thin.
I'm trying to get it even thinner so you can. It's transparent. Which right,
Be quite doable with that resin. Sort of got a transparent air to it, anyway.
I've got to adjust this now.
Where did your dad go?
I don't know.
Is he hiding backstage and just not been let back in?
No, he's there. I muted him.
Is he?
Yeah, because he was on the phone. Oh, unless he's muted himself. Oh, is he falling asleep? Dad, wake up! Wakey, wakey! Dad, you've gone to sleep again on us.
Colin!
Wakey, wakey! He's gone to sleep. I'm going to unmute him. Oh.
Yeah, unmute him. That way we can hear him snoring.
You don't want to hear him snoring, trust me. Right.
Like the Fifth Armoured trundling around. Typical Colin, says Sarah.
Oh, what a shame.
Right, if anyone thinks it's a good idea to carve a brick, don't do it. It's not a mess.
I've tried it. It was a right pain in the butt.
Like to right, man.
Right. So I think that'll be fine there. Okay.
How far are you taking that in, Rich?
Sorry?
How far are you taking that in?
It's going to be
that just to the edge of the jaws.
It's about 5 mil. The base is about 5 mil thick.
Okay.
Young Sarah is asking Richard.
Remember the
would you
point from the drill, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get rid of. Right,
Rich,
okay,
young
so-
Sarah's asking, do you want her to ring him?
No, he's all right. Let the old man sleep. He's probably had a busy day drinking all that bitter. It just didn't seem right. I was turning it, and just something wasn't right about this. You know, so now I've set the depth gauge up. It should be okay.
So you have to take the rest right out of the way every time to use that.
You do, yeah. But it's well worth it. I mean, can you see that gap there?
Yeah.
That's the distance.
Oh yeah, I know how they work. Yeah.
Yeah. That's for anyone that doesn't know, you can see a gap there. That's the distance we've got that we can go in a little bit further safely. Which is not a lot.
Shall we get a book on the go? These guys, you know, for a probability we have of becoming a member of the YouTube Funnel Club.
It's not going to happen, though. Not going to happen.
So if we think it is, we need to make a super chat paid up donation to the Beard 16 CNC stroke laser fund.
Yeah.
If he doesn't do it. Actually, I don't see super chat icon and chat over here.
Super chat's at the bottom, isn't it?
It's not on the one I'm looking at.
Aha. Okay. Right. So.
Oh.
That's perfect. That is. With a light sanding, that'll be perfect.
JP says he's done his donation already. He's that confident.
See, people don't know this, but me and JP used to be mates. We used to be real good mates, didn't we, JP?
Jed's getting her button ready, Rich. Rich. Sarah has just spoken to your dad, and he would like unmuted.
Wakey. I can't unmute it. I can't unmute it, but you can hear us. Dad, have you ever heard of that? You know, when you can like plant things into the brain when you're asleep. Dad, remember that 200 quid I lent you? That time you gave me that. Kind of actually will make it 300 quid. Dad, I lent you 300 quid years ago when you feel really guilty. You need to give me that.
It's subliminal. He's trying subliminal.
So when you wake up, I'm gonna click my fingers and you're gonna dance like a chicken. You're gonna chicken and you're gonna get my 300 quid. Oh well, it's worth a try, wasn't it?
Gotta try these things. Gotta try the things. Oh, remember, folks, if this doesn't turn into a GPS funnel, we've all got to donate.
I never agreed to that.
Oh God! Woo. Well, there you go. Let's start this sanding process.
How do I?
need to come up with something
there we
better.
go.
Here we go. Just sort this out. Where's my scissors? Should we have some? There we go. Beautiful.
The old 80 grit gouge coming into play.
Yeah. The best thing when you've got a few bits of tear out there, 80 grit gouge fixes it all, doesn't it?
All right.
Well, Rich, I've donated because it was clearly wrong. You didn't turn it into a funnel.
Yeah. I had every faith in my homemade depth gauge that I stole off of a friend.
Colin says, "Only can hear you all. It would let me see you now." Says your dad.
You can see us better if you have your eyes open, Dad.
That's why he can't hear us. He's got his eyes closed.
Put your glasses on, Dad. You hear us better. Oh yeah, that needs a bit of that happens.
Chris Walker says, "Belly, that will be all them dirty videos Sarah keeps sending you. That's why your brain is wonky." Jen's asking, "Is Rich a Funnel Club member yet?"
No.
Chris Walker, hey up, he's woke up now. Larry says, "Dale, he hasn't taken it off the lace yet." Good point.
I might put this one up for sale for the CNC fund.
They're not Funnel Club Bowl.
No. You know you've done well in life when there's 32 people from all around the world wishing you to totally mock up a piece of your lovely.
I mean, it's got to be a good. I mean, the thing is, though, you've produced so many nice things. Every now and again, a public cock up doesn't hurt.
Oh, I'll do plenty of those. Plenty of those.
Besides, if it helps fund the CNC, what the hell?
Yeah. Cheryl said I've got to start selling my stuff because I've got too much in the house.
Oh, hello. You're in trouble now.
Although she likes it, just too much of it.
You know, that's comedy gold, that entire sentence. I'm just going to leave it there and let people draw their own conclusions.
Dale, I wouldn't expect any less.
Jolly good.
Right, let's get a bit of this special stuff down.
Jen says, I've lost my sticker on Funnel Club button list. If I owe you either, message me which both at your address, Rich. Jen says, if you know, I mean, if you're a,
I'm not a member.
if you're not a member, when the Woodtunners donated.
Oh, thank you, Wayne. As you can see, there's no hole in the bottom of that, is there, guys? Looks nice though, doesn't it? Lovely colours in there.
We've been blown away.
Oh, hang on. A bit more sanding.
We're helping Rich get a CNC, Doug.
That's the plan.
Ramsdale Sherman says, didn't notice battery dying on his phone. Oh.
Oh, that's as bad as bloody Rich, that is.
I think it's a southwest thing. Definitely seems to be a southwest thing. Handmade by Sarah says, stunning, Rich.
Oh, thank you.
Mike the Midnight Joker says, nice for an M&M bowl.
Hey, that's a good shout.
You know? I don't think he'd want it, though. M&M. M-E-N.
M&M. M&M.
How many glasses now, Wayne?
I don't talk glasses, I talk bottles.
It's okay. Billy. Oh, Billy says, sorry, Chris. I missed the start of that. Jeff says, is this going...
Scott's not starting, is he?
He's around somewhere.
Oh, God. I better not start singing then. That'll be another bloody video coming out.
What? Yes. Jib Jab does entertain him. Although, Paul Barnes helping you raise cash, Rich.
Oh, thank you.
He's donated $4.
Thank you. We'll get there again.
That's looking really nice.
He did put a comment in the chat that says he will pay you $20 if you do it leggings and Spurs, though.
That's a deal. Leggings and Spurs. I'll have to find some Spurs then.
That kind of negates the point, though. It's only
Just
$20.
make some Rich.
Oh, there's an idea.
I'm sure you could make some. I'm sure you could make some Spurs out of GPS.
Yeah, definitely. That's it. That's the deal.
Do you have any? I mean, so who's got?
Nathan's backstage again, Rich.
Oh, okay.
Cheers.
We need to get. Oh, he's all Dalek again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
Oh my life!
Whoa!
Exterminate.
Stop smoking, Nathan.
Yeah, that's sci-fi extra. That is.
That's like 120 pounds a day. That is.
When you have lost all of your dignity, then you have permission to turn. Chris Walker says, let Sherman back in. Sounds like Vader.
I might stay muted till the end because
You're really, really gargly about it.
That is really, really bad, Sherman. Hey, Nathan.
I'm going to mute my mic.
Andy.
It's not Andy. That's naughty Nathan.
Naughty Nathan. 33 watching, Rich. 32 thumbs up.
That's nice.
Damn, did I click the wrong button again?
Dink, 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 dink. 32 thumbs down.
Clive says, Nathan, you sound like Chewbacca with a cold.
Yeah, he's suffering at the moment.
How's the little
Only-
man now, Andy?
Hey, what's that?
How's the little man now? Is his rash gone?
It's almost.
Right, Dale. We're talking about Jacob, not the little man.
I know exactly who you're talking about. That's why I'm shutting up.
Little Jacob, he hasn't been. He had a rash across the top half of his body. Well, in fact, all the way down to his nappy, basically. He burst him.
Ouch.
Seems to be dying off now, so that's a good thing.
Stop using bleach on his gym jams.
Ooh.
I think it might have been the itching powder that I put down as.
Oh, it could have been.
I mean, there we are.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Was supposed to be talcum powder, turned out to be bicarbonate of soda.
You're gonna keep me awake? I don't think so. Can I make you alive? No, I wouldn't do that, obviously.
Steve Coombs has just put a super chat in for $4, Rich.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Thank you very much. It's the CNC stroke laser is only like $160, I think. Is that right, Nathan? The one you was telling me about. Anyway, there you go.
Oh, cool, man.
Tiny little bowl. You can actually. Can you see my finger inside?
Yep.
Let's get the light on.
Yeah.
You can actually see through it. There you go. Yeah. It's
Right.
turned out quite nice. I like it.
Mike, the Midnight Joker, says, beautiful. Jeff says, very nice, Rich. Steve says, very nice, Rich. Nathan says, nice, Rich. Billy Burt says, he's cute. Doug says, you go, Steve. Talking about the donation. TBTs, thumbs up. Billy says, very careful. Nick says, looking good, bud.
Cheers.
Dude, you look just like Ragnar Lothbrok sat right there.
Right.
Like,
what does he look like at 16?
A massive thanks to everyone for coming in tonight. Thanks to you guys for coming in as well and entertaining us all. And a massive thanks to everyone that's done Super Chat. Just trying to find. Have I showed JP's? Did I? Is it gone?
Showed JP's what? But
Super Chat should be on screen now.
you've got mine on the screen right now.
That's Dale's. That's
There must be one before that.
that's Wayne's.
JP's was early.
Doug's. Yeah, it's gone. There's Steve's. It's totally gone. Oh well. Thanks anyway to everyone for doing that. Are you okay to come back, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Dale, you need
Yes,
to
sir.
put your trousers back on, mate.
Mate, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting my trousers back on. I'll put my trousers back on. You can't make me. You can't make me.
The braces are there just for a laugh.
I mean, they're just dangling over my shoulders. There is absolutely no trousers underneath them. There's jeans shorts instead.
That's the best thing about it. No one will ever know.
Okay, I don't have any plasticine, so there's no point standing
again,
up.
Rich.
Sorry?
JP's just put another £2 in.
Oh, thanks.
I've no plasticine, Rich, so there's no point standing up.
What's that comedy sketch? Who was it now? Back in the early 80s, used to fling his legs over. Kenny Everett.
Kenny Everett.
It's all done in the best possible taste.
Classic. He used to do it, he'd wear a suit, but underneath he'd have like fishnet stockings and high heels on.
He did know he was a kind of blonde. It was like a porn star or something with.
Steve
and he was like his beard.
Who's doing the lunchtime live tomorrow?
I think
that'll be
Nick.
I think it's Nick. It's Liam and Turner.
It is, I think.
It is.
Wednesday. Is it Wednesday tomorrow?
Yeah.
Wednesday tomorrow.
It is.
Wednesday night, aren't you, Wayne?
Oh yeah, that'll be me tomorrow night. Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow night?
I am doing. I'm forgetting his name now. What was the name of the satellite guy deal?
Satellite guy.
Yeah, he had the satellites up last night.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, I'm doing a homage to that, but it's not going to be about satellites. I'm doing. It's going to be galaxies and planets, a coloured platter, galaxies and planets.
Spacey man.
So Wayne will be our very own.
Using Joe Sonia's iridescent paints.
Nice.
You know, she's got 3 lots of the those paints upstairs. She's got the iridescent, she's got the wood colours, and there's some others. She's got 3 packs from Chestnut. So I might steal 1 or 2 of them next week and do something.
Right, JP's just asking, should I release a premiere now or should I wait? You guys decide.
Well, if you wait 3 minutes, we've gone 2 hours, and then hopefully everyone can jump across and jump in your premiere.
Yeah, I was about to say go for it, JP. I'm not doing anything for a while anyway, so.
Billy's quit doing premieres. See you, Joy.
Why is that, Billy?
Bye, Joy.
Bye, Joy.
Jen,
Bye, Joy.
You don't owe me a sticker for the Funnel Club. I don't know about anybody else. There's no funnel there.
Boom.
I'll tell you what I've just noticed, though. I kind of rushed the inside of this. If I hold it at the light, you can see a few scratch marks. Maybe if I hold it there, you can see them. See them?
Just a few. It's all right, though, mate.
Well, I'll get it back on tomorrow, and I'll just clean it up some more. Yeah.
So JP's going to do the premiere tonight.
Okay. Well.
So Billy's saying he's not doing premieres because he was only getting about 12 people in when the premiered, so it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a shame, Billy.
Well, you should let us know when your next premiere is, Billy, and we'll all come in. We'll
I think the thing with that, I can't remember the last time I watched one of Billy's premieres, but it always tended, I think they always coincided with something else being on at the same time. And I think a hell of a lot of people are having that problem just now with doing the premieres.
Everybody's releasing videos right now, which is a good thing.
What do you mean by that, Sarah? Turn to the side, Rich.
I think she meant. She meant the bowl, maybe.
Like that.
Tis the beard. Oops. I forgot it was charging up.
Is that what you mean, Sarah? Turn it to the side like that.
You know, somebody talked about a bangle made out of GPS yesterday.
Yeah, that was Joy.
Joy.
That was Joy
That's-
talking about the bangle during Andy's live.
Definitely the size
Oh.
of material to make one out of. Nathan's sitting there really quiet because when he talks, it's like Barry White having an engagement with Darth Vader.
Right, folks.
There you go. There you go, Sarah.
And Richard's just successfully melted it.
That's all right.
Oh, that's cool.
Should do that way.
So Dougie's saying Dale is all laid back. Yeah, but he shouldn't stay there too long. He'll fall asleep. I know what
Yeah.
he's like.
Yep, it's getting to that time of night, mate.
Right. Anyway, it's 2 hours. So, guys, excuse me. Thanks again, guys, for coming in, and thanks to everyone for coming in tonight into the chat and the super chats. I really appreciate it. And we'll probably see you in JP's premiere in a minute.
Cool.
Bye, bye, guys.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Night, night.
Every time I say bye, I think of the end of Rainbow.